That's right. Chuck's getting down over here to this Dublin, Ireland, as we give you a look here this morning and listen to the Irish music at this St. Patrick's Day. It right now is 10 a.m. The party just getting started there this morning. And this is a very famous bar, is it not?
Well,
I know you know a lot about this.
Temple Bar is actually a neighborhood, Julia. There is a Temple Bar in Temple Bar, but Temple Bar is a neighborhood. And you see the people that are getting in that district there in Dublin, which is downtown by the River Liffey. They're getting ready for the parade, which starts 2 hours from now.
Okay.
And you can see it online as well, but it's a beautiful but cool day in Dublin too, and they'll top out pretty close to where we will in the 50s later
And
today.
a lot of people confuse that today is St. Patrick's Day because it was Friday when the city of Indianapolis turned you had the parade and turned the canal green. But again, here it is. You have another opportunity in case you missed it, and you do want to bundle up this morning.
Yeah, it's really cold out there. We're in the 20s right now, but at least it's dry. Now, I know a lot of you are traveling. We have so many districts that were off last week for spring break, and now so many more that kick in today. And I did want to show you, we're going to be going live to Matthew at Indianapolis International in a few minutes. But along the East Coast this morning, there's a lot of rain and thunderstorm action. Not severe, but Virginia Beach, over by Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York, Providence, Rhode Island, Boston, all the way into New England. There's rain along the East Coast. And notice in Florida this morning, West Palm Beach getting some thunderstorms, but places like Orlando are dry. Here, we're dry and we're cold. 28 officially here. We've dropped a degree in the past 5 minutes. From Carmel over to Fishers, it's 30. From Pendleton to Noblesville, 31. 31 in Greenwood, 30 in Martinsville this morning, but only 28 degrees in Bloomington. So it's cold everywhere, but fortunately, we're going to warm up to a couple of degrees above average. We'll see a full complement of sunshine during the day. If you're headed out to Indianapolis International, 28 by 8 a.m. And our high today officially in Indy will be 54. Hang in there. Tomorrow we're up to 70, and I'll have more on that in a few minutes. But Lindsay, of course, traffic's going to be a big deal today with so many people out and about.
That's right. So we're going to keep an eye on all over the metro area. First, though, starting near downtown. This is a look as you are approaching the North Split along I-70. Where I-70 westbound meets up with I-65. Travel into the North Split typically does start to get backed up during the 6 o'clock hour, but so far so good if you're headed into the downtown area. Now we'll take you out to the west side. Been mentioning a lot about the airport and some airport and airline cancellations and delays out of Indianapolis International. But if you're traveling over to the west side and you are fortunate enough to have no issues getting out of the city, you're going to be pretty good as far as traveling out to the airport as well. Here's your delay tracker. If you're coming from downtown, I-70 westbound, looks pretty good from the South Split. And then same deal coming around the north side from Castleton, 465 westbound, an average speed of 70 miles an hour. Guys?
All right, looks good, Lindsay. Thank you. Well, we know hundreds of Hoosiers are also getting set to head out for spring break.
And we know many of you will be traveling through the skies. Our Matthew Folt is live at Indianapolis International Airport. And Matthew, at this hour, at 6 a.m., is it busier than it was, say, an hour ago?
Honestly, Karen, it's less busy than it was. It was the busiest we've seen. It was around like 4:30, around 5:15-ish. Now things have kind of slowed down a little bit, but we know most of the delays and cancellations are really coming out of the East Coast. However, the West Coast is sitting pretty, and I'm actually joined here by two travelers, Lee and Keaton Stevenson. You guys are heading out west, which is great. Talk about, how you guys prepared. Did you get here early and all that good jazz?
Yeah, we just tried to give ourselves enough time in case any traffic delays or anything. We got here at 5, about 2 hours before our flight, and everything's been really smooth so far.
Nice. And I know you've been seeing a lot of your classmates and fellow schoolers out traveling too. Talk about, just spring break and looking forward to this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've never been out west, so it's really exciting. I know a lot of kids are going down to Florida, so this is something different, so I'm really excited about that.
Nice. And, we've been seeing long lines and delays and stuff like that. Did you guys prepare to get here early so you would miss that out? And is everything on time for you all?
Yeah, I've been monitoring our flight with the apps and stuff, and everything's been on time. So we've kind of just done it as like we normally do, just the traditional get here a few hours early, and everything's went smooth.
Sounds good. Well, we appreciate you guys taking the time. Hope you guys have a safe trip out west and enjoy the spring break. But Karen and Julia, that's just, example of just one of the many hundreds of travelers we've seen throughout the International Airport this morning. We do know over the weekend, those severe storms, that really impacted a lot of people's travels. But the good news is this morning, only a handful of delays and cancellations here at Indy International Airport. And again, as we always preach, make sure you get here early rather than last minute.
All right, Matthew Fultz reporting live for us this morning at Indianapolis International Airport. Thanks, Matthew.
Well, coming up on 6:06 on your Monday this morning, IMPD continues to investigate a shooting that happened on Indy's near southwest side.
Yeah, here's what we know. One person was sent to a hospital in critical condition. This happened on West Morris Street near Harding and I-70 Saturday morning. When Metro Police got there, they say they found a person who was shot, but that's all the information police could share with us. If you know anything about what happened, you're encouraged to call IMPD or Crime Stoppers at 262-TIPS.
And new this morning, we're learning more about a deadly fire in Fayette County. The Connorsville Fire Department tells us about an apartment fire last night just before 6:30. They say crews got inside and found one person dead. 5 people were all rescued through a second-story window. No word yet on a cause. The fire department says the Red Cross and local churches are stepping up to help those find a place to stay. Well, Indiana's Democratic Party now has a new leader this morning.
This weekend, the State Central Committee elected former Indiana State Senator Karen Talion as the party's next chair. Now, Talion says her goal is to win back working class voters and strengthen their relationship with the Democratic Party.
She also says to do that, she plans to hold town halls and possibly weekly podcasts and certainly try to reach out to more voters.
I think that one of the biggest things that we need to work on as a party, as a state, is getting people to the polls. I can't believe the abominable voter turnout. It astounds me that we go to war to make sure that we have the right to vote in a democracy, and then people don't show up. So I think that's what we need to do.
Talion acknowledges there is a lot of work ahead in a predominantly red state where a Democrat hasn't been elected to a statewide office since 2012. The Indiana Republican Party also announced its leadership team on Friday. David Taylor is the party's new vice chair. Whitney Peterson will serve as secretary, and Matt Hills is the new treasurer. And over on WTHR Plus this morning, you can watch an episode of our Crossroads Politics. This show breaks down all the big events from this past week at the State House, including more on the change in leadership. You can catch that on the WTHR Plus app. It's a free download on the Apple TV, Fire Stick, and Roku.
March Madness is officially here, and those brackets are already set.
The Purdue Boilermakers, unfortunately, the only Indiana team headed to the men's NCAA tournament this year. Purdue does come in as a 4 seed in the Midwest region. The Boilers will play 13 seed High Point University in Providence, Rhode Island on Thursday. We also heard from head coach Matt Painter and the players about their thoughts heading into the tournament.
Be excited about being a 4 seed and like you've achieved something. Like, you know how many people would love to be in our position? Like, we've had really, really high goals, and we've raised their expectations in this program. So sometimes things are taken for granted, but we have to be excited about playing. I think that's, and having fun.
With the success of last year, especially for us older guys, like now we know what it takes. We've been through it and we've made it, to the final game. And we see how hard it is and, kind of the experience that is needed along with that.
All right, so if Purdue wins, they play the winner of Clemson and McNeese State.
IU fans, oh, they are bummed this morning because the Hoosiers did not make it into the tournament. IU was listed as one of the first 4 teams left out, along with Boise State, Ohio State, and West Virginia. The Hoosiers have no plans to play in the NIT tournament, so that means their season is over, and head coach Mike Woodson is done in Bloomington. The attention now turns to who will be the next head coach of the Hoosiers. After beating the 76ers Friday and splitting a couple of games with Milwaukee, the Pacers, they're trying to build a winning streak again.
And the Blue and Gold are on the road tonight in Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves. This will wrap up a 3-game road trip for the Pacers. As for Minnesota, they have a record of 7-5 in games where they have no days rest this season. They also have beaten the Pacers in 6 straight games. Let's break that curse there tonight, guys. Tip for this one is at 8 o'clock.
And coming up this Wednesday night, the Pacers will take on the Dallas Mavericks. You can watch that game right here on Channel 13. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. again Wednesday night. And you can learn more about the Pacers games on Channel 13. Just go to WTHR.com/Pacers on WTHR. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning. It's 6:11, and folks, you may want to wear something green. It is, after all, St. Patrick's Day, but don't put a green short-sleeve shirt on unless you've got a coat over it. It is really cold out there. 28 in Indy, 27 in Chicago, 25 in Lafayette, and 34 in Shelbyville this morning. We're back to the 50s today, 70s tomorrow. The sunshine returns, and so does the warmth in our forecast.